The Broncos playing with heavy hearts today after a very emotional week around here, but they honored Demaryius Thomas with one heck of a performance, their best of the season, beating the Detroit Lions 38-10. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos Postgame Show here in studio. I am Phil Milani, joined as always by my man Todd Davis. Todd, obviously emotions running high out there at Empower Field at Mile High. How do you think the Broncos responded, playing with a lot on their mind here today?
I think they played great. I think they did a lot to honor DT, and it was very important that they did so. He left such a legacy here with the team, was a great role model presence, a great player for the organization. So I love that the way that the team honored him today, and it felt like every big play that was made, every player took their chance to honor DT.
Yeah, after a lot of big plays, they ran over to the 88 that was painted on the field, put the ball down there, and what a way to honor Demaryius Thomas with that kind of a performance here today. Let's show you the highlights. The opening play of the game here, a heartfelt moment. The Broncos, just 10 players out on the field honoring DT. You see Cortland Sutton on the sideline there. Todd, pretty cool way to honor DT.
Absolutely. Like I said, he was such a big part of this organization, a guy that I had the privilege to play with for 4 years. Just was a great man on and off the field. I feel like I'll remember him more for how he treated his teammates and how he carried himself off the field than all the big plays that he made.
That smile could light up a room, Todd, and nice that the Lions, honoring DT to decline that penalty. The Broncos, though, playing with so much emotion on this opening drive, 11 plays, 75 yards. Javonte Williams picking up right where he left off, gets the touchdown there. After the Lions go 3 and out, another long drive for the Broncos. 12 plays, 74 yards. It's Melvin Gordon this time, and the Broncos rolling up 14-0. But the Lions got back in this one for a little bit here. Todd, your former teammate, Khalif Raymond, a touchdown. It was 17-10 at half. How are you feeling at halftime, Todd?
I felt like the offense played really well. I felt like in the second quarter we kind of got away from the bread and butter of this offense and running the ball, and I'm glad we got back to it in the second half. But when those two monster backs, put the team on their back and get the ball rolling, this offense is very hard to stop.
Detroit got the ball first in the second half, just down one score, but Shelby Harris and Kenny Young combined to force the fumble here. Jonathan Cooper gets it, and as we mentioned, all the guys gathering around the 88 painted on the field. 5 plays later, Teddy Bridgewater to Williams makes it 24-10. Todd, Javonte, he's a threat out of the backfield in the passing game too.
I feel like every week we get on here and talk about how good Javonte Williams is. He's great at running the ball, catching out the backfield. I think whenever he has the ball in his hands, it's tough for guys to bring him down. So I'm sure we'll be on here next week talking about some amazing play he makes because he's just that good.
Most definitely. The defense forced a turnover on downs on the next Lions possession, and then it's Gordon again, his 9th score of the season. The Broncos just dominating in the second half, up 31-10. That 1-2 punch. I mean, we talked about how good Javonte's been. Melvin just as good.
Yeah, they really can't be stopped. I really feel like the offense is best when we run the ball first and then play action pass and take shots deep. So when those guys are rolling, anytime in the NFL when you're able to establish the run game, it's going to be a tough day for the defense. So we've been able to run the ball really well in the games that we won, and I feel like we should continue that.
The Broncos defense finished this thing up strong, a goal line stand, and then Justin Simmons, what an interception. His 5th of the year, he's tied for 3rd in the NFL. The Broncos go on to win 38-10. Let's go out to Empower Field at Mile High and check in with our A-team, Eric Dalala and Alexis Perry.
Thanks so much, Phil. Eric, with number 88 painted on the sidelines, decals on their helmets. The Denver Broncos came out to play here today, especially the running backs, Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. 2 touchdowns apiece for those guys. Is it safe to say the Broncos are committed to the ground game?
I think so. Second best rushing performance of the season for the Broncos. Melvin Gordon gets in the end zone twice. Javonte Williams gets in twice. It's been a long time since 2 running backs have scored 2 touchdowns. Dalton Reiser's fired up. But yeah, they're committed to the ground game, and we came in all week saying, they got to play, they got to throw to the wide receivers, but we kind of figured out they're going to do what they do best, and right now that's run the football. I expect that to keep going in December as it gets colder, Alexis. It's going to work pretty well.
was actually the tight ends that got heavily involved today. Noah Fant, he was the leading receiver for the Broncos. Alberto, we saw him get into the end zone as well. How nice was it to see those guys get involved?
I mean, for Noah Fant in particular, it was great. It was his longest catch, I think, since late in 2020. You need to get him involved, former first-round pick. They didn't take too many chances in the passing game on offense. Still some things to work out. Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick didn't do a ton, but to see Noah Fant get involved was great. You want to see him do more down the stretch. And listen, Alexis, 38-10. It doesn't matter how many yards you threw for us when you score that many points.
Defensively, Draymond Jones, an absolute beast today. He had 2 sacks. Justin Simmons with a pick, obviously a fumble recovery as well. What was the key for this Denver defense today? What worked so well?
Well, they started off fast, and when the Broncos have struggled, it's been because they've given up an early touchdown, an early field goal. They didn't do that today. And then I thought at the end of the first half, when the Lions had a chance to take the lead, the fact that the Broncos were able to hold them there, then get a fumble to open the second half, those were maybe 2 of the biggest series of the game, really sealed things for the Broncos. And that Justin Simmons pick to me, Alexis, it stands out because he runs right over, puts the ball on the 88 there on the field. An emotional moment.
An emotional moment without a doubt. Last but not least, the Cincinnati Bengals, they make their way to the Mile High City next Sunday. What's something that this Broncos team could take from this game and apply to the Bengals to get a similar result?
Well, I think you look at the turnover margin there, 2-0 for the Broncos. Don't turn the ball over. They ran the ball well, got some passes when they needed to, and scored in the red zone. So offensively, you're going to have to do that against a good Cincinnati defense. And then on defense, create those turnovers, those big plays against Joe Burrow, against Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. It's a good offense, Alexis, but if they play like they did today, Broncos can definitely get a win.
I think an opening drive touchdown would help as well. That was really nice today. Phil, let's send it back over to you.
Thank you very much, guys. Back here in studio with Todd Davis. Todd, this Broncos offense, 38 points. That's the most they've scored this season. And it really was started with the ground game.
For sure. I feel like they played great, like we always say, when they can really run the ball. And I love how unselfish they are. I feel like it may be Melvin Gordon that gets them all the way down there to the 1-yard line, and then Javonte Williams comes in for the score. And then the next drive, it's Javonte Williams that takes them all the way down the field, and then Melvin Gordon comes in for the score. It's really unselfish football. It shows that they both know how great each other are, and they don't mind sharing the rock.
The Broncos rushed for 184 yards today. Melvin with 111, 2 touchdowns. Javonte 73 and 2 total touchdowns, obviously the one passing. That's really the formula for the Broncos. I mean, if they could stick with that, they could beat really anybody out there.
Yeah, when you can establish a running game, it's hard to be beat. I think you take a lot of time off the clock, so the opponent's offense is not even able to get on the field, and then you really wear the opposing defense out. It's tough tackling hard-nosed running backs all game long, and it really starts to wear on you, especially in the fourth quarter. And as the season gets longer and longer, guys aren't going to tackle them, the entire game.
And it helps Teddy Bridgewater too. Teddy today, 18 of 25, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. This Broncos offense really rolling against the Lions. Let's hear from the starting quarterback after the game.
Great team win. First and foremost, man, our thoughts and our prayers are with the Thomas family during this time. It's great that we were able to come away with a victory to honor his legacy. What we did the first play of the game, it's just huge. It speaks volume of this organization, and it's first class. It's just great to come away with a victory today.
So the offense really rolling in this one, but the defense yet again with another stellar performance. One drive, it was just all Draymond Jones.
Yeah, he came to play today. Draymond is a premier D lineman in this league, and I feel like he continues to get better, and hopefully he has a long career as a Bronco.
Yeah, he had the sack, a tackle for a loss, a batted down pass that just hit him right in the helmet, Todd. Always kind of funny when that happens, huh?
Absolutely. It was like he was going in for a header, but he made it work, and it got him off the field.
This Broncos defense every week does something amazing. You just kind of expect it now. But goal line stands in this one, turnovers, takeaways. I mean, they're just doing it in all areas of the defense.
They continue to play well throughout all 3 levels of the defense. I mean, when you start with that front 4, when you have Shelby Harris, Mike Purcell, Draymond Jones, Deshaun Williams, who comes in and plays well. It starts with those guys that really get after the quarterback. A lot of batted passes, and a lot of people don't understand how big that is. That's just like getting a sack. That stops the momentum of the offense, and that helps the defense get off the field. And then you have a great back end, and with Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons, who continues to show that he's the best safety in the entire league. The defense is playing really well.
That interception was amazing from Justin.
Yeah, I taught him that when I was here a long time ago. I'm glad that he's continuing to use that.
He must have checked his notes before the game. He said, "Oh yeah, Todd said to do this."
Exactly.
Let's check in with team reporter Sydney Jones. She's standing outside the Broncos locker room.
Here with Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton. Tim and Cortland, I know that you both got game balls after the game today in honor of Demaryius Thomas's family. How much did that mean to you guys?
It was huge, to be able to stand in the place of his family. DT was an amazing person, and to be able to, be honored to take that game ball for his family, it was amazing. And hopefully we're able to get that to them, and continue the season, dedicate the season to finishing strong for DT for sure.
The offense starts the game with the delay of game with only 10 players on the field, leaving that spot open for Demaryius Thomas. How much did that mean to you guys to be able to honor him in that way, opening the game today?
It was big. He was our big brother. He led the way, helping us become pros, becoming the players we are today. And just by being able to recognize him on the first play meant the world to us. It was a lot of emotions going on, but I'm glad we was able to hold it together for him.
DT was certainly out there with you guys today. Appreciate both of your times.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sydney. Back here in studio with Todd Davis, the Broncos winners 38-10 over the Lions. Todd, the Broncos just did what they had to do today, and they continue to remain in the hunt here for the playoffs.
They still control their entire destiny. And what's great about the rest of their season is they play everyone they need to play to have a shot at the playoffs. They play the Bengals, they'll play the Chiefs, they play the Chargers and the Raiders again. They're really in full control of their destiny.
The Chiefs looked really good today, taking care of business against the Raiders. A couple other games out there looked like going the Broncos' way too. So, how do you think they'll approach these final 4 games of the season?
The final 4 games are all playoff games for the Broncos. They're must-win games week in and week out. And if they can pull together, winning 4 in a row or winning 3 out of the next 4, I think they'll have a lot of confidence going into the playoffs.
And this is the time of year that you want to be playing your best football too. If the Broncos can keep playing like they did today, you got to feel good about their chances. Of course, the Lions just 1 win this season. The competition going to get tougher here, but if they could play like this, with this same sort of formula, it seems like good things could happen here down the stretch.
Yeah, if they can play like they played today, they're going to be very hard to beat. And everyone knows once you make it to the playoffs, everybody's record is 0-0. It doesn't matter what happened before. It's all about playing each game as a playoff game. And when you get to the playoffs, it's all about getting to the Super Bowl, and that's all that matters.
Well, it's certainly exciting to be just in the mix here with just 4 games to go down the stretch here for the Broncos. Let's go back out to the stadium one more time here and check in with Matt Boyer.
Outside the Broncos locker room with safety Justin Simmons. Justin, this was an emotionally charged game. Obviously, the sweatshirt paying tribute to DT here. Just as you were walking into the stadium, kind of take me through the thoughts and what was going through your mind.
Man, it was a lot of emotion, honestly. It was like bittersweet. I just remember, when we ran out of the tunnel, just having thanks and, gratitude. I think if anything, this put it in perspective, man. Life is too short, to take things for granted. And so it was a special day.
You make that interception. First of all, take me through the play, and then the emotion of being able to go over there, pound the rock on the 88 on the south side of the field.
Yeah, as a defense, man, we had talked about it ever since, we found out the news. We said, like, hey, man, our takeaways, this game we're just going to dedicate to DT. I thought it was, special. Everyone, we just went over there and, gave him the rock. And I thought that was pretty cool and special. And so, yeah, on my interception, it was just pretty much like man-to-man, and, tight end broke out. And I think our defensive line did a great job all day getting pressure on the quarterback. And so I think that had to, do with it speeding up the decision process. And I was just able to make a play. And so as soon as I made it, I was kind of blacked out. I just knew I had to find 88, and go give him the football.
Speaking of footballs, game balls to Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick for the Thomas family, and then K-Jack obviously getting a game ball. So just, those two situations, obviously a little bit different, but, K-Jack played a hell of a game, and then those wideouts were a big part of the offense.
Oh, man. I thought everyone played so well. I thought it was really good show today of, complementary football. Offense, moving the ball, defense getting stops when we need to. And, I know that meant a lot to Tim and Court, without speaking for them. DT being there for those guys. And so, and then even Kareem, man, DT was really influential on my life. But, Kareem, they were like brothers. And so I know it meant a lot for him. We talked about it coming into this game and, playing with that passion and energy that he always plays with. And it meant a lot for him to get that game ball too.
You guys turn your attention now to Cincy. You have that 1-0 mentality we talk about after every win. But, what does this win do for that 1-0 mentality next week against the Bengals?
Yeah, it's all about momentum. 1-0 is always going to be the mindset, but, it's a lot better coming off a win than it is a loss. And so we're right back at home, playing a really good Cincinnati team. And this is a big one, and we got to find a way, to find a way to win at home. And that's the biggest thing. And so, like you said, watch the tape tomorrow, come back refreshed, ready to go, and right back to the 1-0 mentality.
88 was definitely out there today. Congratulations, Justin.
Yeah, thank you so much. He was.
Thank you very much, Matt. The Broncos winners 38-10. Obviously, a really emotional week, Todd. I mean, I think a lot of us are still in shock, that Demaryius Thomas, who seemed like Superman at times, passed away. I mean, what was your reaction when you found out the news Thursday night?
I really didn't believe that it was real. I thought that, somebody may have had the wrong story or got mixed up somehow, but it's very, very sad. It's been a very tough week for the Broncos, for the organization, all of our fans, to lose such an amazing man. I feel like he was much more than just a football player. He cared about his teammates, he cared about his friends, he cared about his family. It's always tough when a great man goes to be with the Lord. So we lost a great one at DT this week.
I think that's the thing that you hear from everybody, certainly all his teammates, everybody who knew him, a tremendous football player, but so much more than that. I mean, just the way that he interacted with the community, and he really had a way with kids too, huh, Todd? I mean, it seems like he really was able to connect with kids of all ages.
Absolutely. I feel like he knows what it was like to have a rough childhood, and to see him come out of that, the man that he was, such a great man and a great leader, soft-spoken, but when he spoke, everyone listened. I think that's why he had such a heart for giving back and such a heart for kids. It was great to be able to see and witness him be such a great player in the community and in our locker room, and he will truly be missed.
So many good memories. I know personally I had a chance to meet up with him in June, did a lot of stuff for celebrating his career with his retirement. Seemed like he was ready to turn the page to that next chapter of his life, and just the shocking news this week, and just a heartbroken for sure. And nice for the Broncos to honor him the way they did today. Had the memorial out in front of the stadium, and then a moment of silence before the game, and then of course that 88 out on the field, huh?
Yes, for sure. Hopefully we can figure out something to honor him, for the rest of the Broncos history. I feel like he was that important to the team and that important to the organization that he deserves something long term with the Broncos.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely a Ring of Famer. But it would be nice to see what the Broncos have in plans for maybe some sort of a fund or something to help the community, just a way to honor DT's legacy. But the Broncos are obviously playing for him today, and they get the win 38-10, their best performance of the season. And I don't think that's any coincidence. So nice to see the Broncos get the win, improve to 7-6 on the season, very much in the hunt moving forward here. That is going to do it for us. For Todd Davis, I am Phil Milani. This has been the Broncos Postgame Show.
We love you, DT.